Concept Pivot. My name is Mark Shepard. This is my partner,
Chris Shepard.
And tonight on the show, we have Jessica Baker with us.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us today.
World famous.
Yeah, become very famous
Jess.
very quick.
No.
Jessica Baker.
No.
Yeah,
Local
famous.
legend.
Local legend.
Local viral mega site legend.
Yeah. How is
Realtor.
that been? So we definitely, this is, regarding the mega site that came up, there's a little bit of controversy in the Brown County area.
A little.
A little bit. You've been amazing from our vantage point. Just bringing the information forward and asking the questions has been huge, and I think it's not lost on the community. So I hope you know that.
Objectively, too.
Yeah, objectively. And I think you're hearing that from all politics aside. You're seeing it across the entire spectrum, I'm sure.
Yes.
So from our vantage point, we were like, wow. We're kind of doing a little new podcast here, so it's a little new for us too. So we're practicing as we go, and we thought, who better to come on than local star Jessica Baker?
Viral sensation.
Yeah.
Jess.
No.
Yes. She's humble. But we'll get to it. We'll get into it. So a couple things that we wanted to start out with. Obviously, you're recently mega locally famous, viral sensation. Your TikTok video, when you first talked about it, I think it's up to 30,000 views or so locally.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, so Brown County population is about 45,000, so 2/3 of the county has seen it.
You think with TikTok? Because I feel like TikTok's more of a wide range. So
It is.
Getting out of the area.
Yeah, I'm getting out of the area, and I think that's
Yep.
why I do so many more videos on TikTok than.
Well, today I was kind of scrolling back through your TikTok and seeing some of your other videos. Is that the most viral? Is that the most viral?
Oh, he's a star.
No, I got some that has a couple million.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought you had some.
I just don't have them pinned to the top.
Yeah. So I'm actually one of her longest subscribers and oldest fans from way back. So Jess and us, we've done a number of real estate deals together. So
Because she does real estate, right?
she does.
In Southwest Ohio.
In Brown County, Adams County, Claremont County, Highland County,
so inside
Clinton
baseball joke
County.
here. It's come to our moronic attention that there are keywords that if you use these keywords, it helps you in AI search. So we always try to interject some keywords about the area: Southwest Ohio, Brown County,
Mount Orab.
Turns out that mega site's going to be in Mount Orab.
Williamsburg, Ohio.
Right. All of a sudden, our AI search is
Gotcha.
picking
All
up.
right, I think she gets it.
Isn't that crazy? Just so
Yeah.
you know.
So you'll hear us enunciate towns and stuff like that.
So on some other ones we've done,
Very calculated and
I
deliberate.
throw them in there like crazy, and you can just see these guys giggling in the back all the time.
Yeah.
On the
Yeah.
inside. They don't get to see it. It's not. It's funnier when you're on this side watching.
So,
Yeah, please.
cutting right to it, where are you from? How'd you get here? What's your small town story?
So I actually lived in Felicity, not too far from here, until I was 9, and then we moved to Adams County. I lived there until I was mid-late 30s, and then moved to Williamsburg, Owensville. I've been in Williamsburg for 13 years, but Adams County's got my heart. Sorry.
High school, North Adams?
North Adams. Yeah.
North Adams,
Yeah.
grew up in Seaman.
Yep.
Okay, so
Did.
Hey, Adams County, I live in Brown County, but I'll tell you. So when we moved back here, growing up, I didn't know anything about Adams County. It's more rural than Brown County, So when I had moved back here to Ohio, and then we do start doing a bunch of real estate down in Adams County and kind of get the lay of the land, Adams County is freaking gorgeous.
Oh, it's stunning.
It's stunning.
Oh,
It's
it
just
is.
absolutely. And I didn't appreciate it enough when I was there.
Funny story. I think it was about 2 years ago. I was driving around Adams County, and I'd been selling real estate for probably almost 5 years at that point. And one day I was out in Seaman, and I called Jess, and I was like, holy hell, this place is awesome. Yeah. I said something like that to her out of the blue, and she was like, did you just realize that Adams County was there? And, it's funny because for years when I was in corporate America working in Cincinnati, everybody always made fun of me for being out in God's country, BFE and everything. Like, it was so far out. And then fast forward, 10 years later, and I see them in the Mount Orb Kroger, and I'm like, not so far now, is it?
Yeah.
So.
And that's kind of where we are now, right? So,
yeah, absolutely.
Adams County has become far more accessible from the city. So we see that. We start, Mount Orb used to be the country when someone wanted to buy out here. And now they're asking about Winchester and Sardinia.
Seaman, and Peebles.
And then you go, oh, that's why Mount Orb is exploding, and we're getting the growth and dealing with the infrastructure upgrades and the supposed data center coming in.
It's a data center.
Is it?
Well, I mean, I don't have solid proof, but
that's what I was wondering. So, what do we need for solid proof that it's a data center?
Well, I don't know. We had a whole bunch of other stuff to get to before then, but let's just go ahead and hop into it. So I'm going to skip forward about 830 questions later here.
Yeah.
So we all think it's a data center, and we had heard, anecdotally, Mark and I had heard a number of years ago that it was coming. We try to remain neutral, try to be Switzerland as much as possible because it's a volatile, divisive topic.
I'm not neutral.
Yeah. No. But I'm saying, well, you say that, but I'll tell you, your videos have been very unifying, left, right, center.
Oh, I agree.
And everything.
I agree.
Because of how neutral and objectively you've portrayed exactly what the heck's going on here.
It's facts. It's fact-based.
Yep.
Well, it's not only facts. When it comes down to it, when you see that division, everybody wants the same thing. There's very little that we really disagree on when it comes to it, especially out here.
Yep.
I love the rural area. I love the country. But
I think that's why everybody moves out here. As realtors, I can't tell you how many times we've all heard, hey, find me a nice little ranch house on 5 acres out in the country. 5-6 years ago, it was out in the country in Williamsburg or Mount Orb. Now those same people, now that Eastgate, the 32 corridor is opened up, now they're saying Sardinia, Winchester. Same conversation.
Yep.
They're just able to reach a little further out because there's no stoplights there anymore and progress has happened. And
Eastgate just changed that.
Yeah, absolutely. You get off 275 now, and what used to take you 20 minutes to be sitting in Mount Orb or 30 minutes to be sitting in Mount Orb, that 30 minutes now puts you all the way to Winchester. Or closer to it.
Right.
So
it opens that whole area up.
Yeah, so but you I'm going to applaud you for a second. So I can say, you've done it objectively, but you've kind of unified everybody around this topic, and you weren't the first one to put it on the Mount Orb page or...
No, and that's not even my page.
Right.
Michael Latour, a resident of Mount Orb, is the one that met with Channel 12, and he's kicked this all off because there was rumors, there was suspicion, but when you hear officials signed NDAs and won't tell their people anything.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the most controversial part of this whole thing.
Right.
That's
exactly when everyone's ears go up, right?
Yeah, and then as you start looking and you start digging, and it's like, what?
Right.
I still don't know who's in SORTA, the Southwest Ohio Regional Development Authority. I still don't know who's in that.
So that's an interesting topic. So going back 25 years ago, I remember in Mount Orb, they were in discussions with Hyundai about opening a manufacturing plant here in Mount Orb. And there were all kinds of tax abatements and stuff like that. And that's what's behind the idea of the mega site. The mega site isn't a new concept.
Right.
And the zoning for it, everybody's talking about the zoning for it. I don't even think that that's necessarily recently been changed. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. But it was always designated as going to be industrial or manufacturing. And the idea was to lure in big business to bring jobs to the community and to grow and bring in prosperity. And I was under the understanding that there were only 2 actual mega sites in Ohio designated by the state of Ohio. And those 2 mega sites, and I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, feel free to, but one of them was in Mount Orb, and the things that qualify it as a mega site are 1,000 contiguous acres, north, south, east, west highway traffic, 4-lane, which
Okay.
Mount Orb doesn't have it, but there's always been this notion that 68, while it's 4 lanes up to Georgetown, that eventually that they would continue that and bypass Mount Orb, which is what you're seeing in the current plans. Maybe
There was something else with like proximity to an airport.
yeah, proximity to the airport, proximity to rail
Yeah, there were a
traffic,
number of
and stuff for
different
shipping and
qualifications
receiving
that-
and stuff like that. There were certain metrics that it had to make. So this idea that Mount Orb has this new mega site, no, it's always been there.
Yeah.
And leading back to realtors, I've seen lots of little comments here and there. Did they have a duty to disclose that property, on Beacon Hill community or the DR Horton? Well, that mega site was already there, and it was already designated. And I think the community's missing that part of it. So have you picked up on any of that?
So I didn't really hear anything until about a year ago. And I guess I still really didn't know about the mega site itself.
Think about that, though. You heard about it.
Data center is what I heard about a year ago. Rumor.
Excuse me.
Pure rumor. And there's just, to me, there's a big difference between a data center and a Hyundai plant.
Yeah,
Huge
yeah,
difference, huge
big difference.
Yeah.
Big difference in the number of jobs. Like Williamsburg, they've now got the Purina plant, and I keep hearing rumblings that Purina is probably going to be doing something out in Adams County area. You and I have kind of discussed that offline. Whether that's happening or not, I don't know. It's just rumor,
Allegedly.
hearsay, speculation, whatever you want to call it. So, but Mount Orb, Winchester, while that's happening, there are people there that are getting letters from the city government. Hey, we're updating the sewer system, and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they got grants for that.
Yeah.
They have that
The
industrial
Mount Orb
park.
citizens did not get that. They didn't get any notification, and I feel like that's why people feel like they were blindsided.
So easy to put on the water bill.
Yep.
So easy. But disclosures, I would feel absolutely horrible if I didn't at least tell a potential person buying a home near there to do their research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we've run across that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't done any real estate transactions immediately
Me neither.
adjacent to it, but
We had a buyer buy in at one point, recognize it, and then sold it, like almost immediately. Turned around and sold it.
yeah,
So we
just on
can't-
the idea that it could potentially be next to it.
Yeah, and that's a question. I know you were going to do some research into that. Are there numbers out there that show in other areas, like what was the real estate impact in those areas? Was it
Somebody
net
asked
positive,
that in the
net
comments.
negative? Yeah, I saw someone ask that.
Yeah, and I haven't had a chance to. I do still have a job, so
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We've gotten that question over the last couple of years. In reality, this is the worst kept secret in Brown
Yeah.
County history.
Yeah.
I feel like we've at least heard about this rumor for a couple of years.
2-3 years now.
That this was already underway, and the property is already settled.
Right.
It's already closed.
They
so,
can't go back and unsell it.
Yeah,
now.
I'm
DB
going
Stu owns that property.
like that already happened. The public becoming aware, more so aware, is late. I don't know what.
yeah,
what
we're
we would
hoping
do
it's
from
not
now.
too late. But
Yeah,
that's the question.
We're late to the ball game for sure.
Yeah, the property literally already changed hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can they go back and unring that bell?
Yeah, I don't know
I mean,
that.
the property's conveyed.
Yep.
So I see lots of speculation about changing the zoning or anything like that. But I think the zoning is set for just industrial manufacturing. So if they changed it, that was what the mega site was about, was bringing in commerce.
Yeah, I'm sure it's set up appropriately.
So
for
the goal is to try to get a moratorium, a 12-month moratorium. Right now, I emailed
A pause.
Yes, I emailed a council member today and asked him to introduce a resolution for a 12-month moratorium. So
Okay.
if he does, then great.
Yep.
And we'll see how they vote on it.
So the question that we had, Mark and I, we drive around, we talk about this ad nauseum, nonstop.
I have to talk to him all day.
Poor thing.
The town, the idea right now, we're approaching it with the town. The town doesn't own that property. So can the town pause? I don't know. They
did they sign something to already? Don't know.
right have the wheels
And
of
the
progress
council
already
member
began.
that I emailed doesn't know.
Right. Yeah. So I think when we were listening to the town council meeting the other night, I think they didn't even really know what their responsibilities are, what their enforcement is, or
No,
or
and there was
governance.
there was a lot of concerns expressed. There was questions asked, but there really wasn't any answers to any kind of question whatsoever. So we're hoping the one on the 27th, which we have a date, time, venue now. So
Yep.
What is the date and time?
January 27th, 7 o'clock, the middle school in Mount Orb.
Mount Orb Middle School. Yeah.
Okay.
The back gym.
Back gym in the very back. Okay, got it.
472 West Main,
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a much bigger venue, and everybody will be indoors out of the cold.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that was something else. You were outside. Tell us about
I
that.
was. Well, I was outside and then I was in the hallway. I'm not a Mount Orb resident.
Yep.
I'm not taking a seat in that room.
Yep.
That
and-
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I can see
that's
that.
not my space. So, that belongs to the residents. So I would hang in the hall to get warm, and then I would go outside for a while, and then I would come back in the hall, and we're all arm to arm in there, and it was sucky event as far as why we were there, but it was something to see.
Yeah,
in the little town. Of
So
Mount Orb.
you and I had discussed today, left, right, bringing it together. Tell us your anecdote, what had happened there.
Yeah, so I was outside, and David Pepper, who is Amy Acton's running mate, he would
Yep.
be her lieutenant governor, was there. He never announced his presence. He never told people who he was, out loud or big or whatever.
Stayed under the radar.
Yep, and just talked to people. And so I just happened on their conversation outside, and we're all gabbing. And, there was someone from the left that had made signs and had extra ones if anybody wanted them. And so the woman next to her had one, and I don't know what side she was on. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
It doesn't matter. And then I heard the gentleman make a comment that he couldn't believe he was standing there talking to a Democrat.
Right.
But we want the same things.
Yep.
I saw someone say, they posted it, I think it was on Facebook, and it said, you've done something. When you've really, basically, I'll paraphrase, you've royally screwed up when both sides are agreeing.
Right. When you've united both sides of the aisle.
In today's world, how messed up does that have to
Right.
be that you're like you've kicked a hornet's nest of both? I want to say they did alien disclosure recently, and that didn't do it.
Yeah.
But Mount Orb and a data center, baby,
Right.
happening.
Right.
Yeah, that's where you are. Talk about kicking a hornet's nest. Brought them all together.
It
Yeah.
did, yeah. But it was cold. It was really, really cold. Now I guess I've seen people say that anybody's going to be able to speak at the meeting, and then I've seen people say you have to send an email. And
That's what I
Usually
saw.
parliamentary procedure, you've got to send them a heads up and you've got to get your name on the list or whatnot.
List of speakers. For
Yeah.
sure.
and
list
that's
of
how it
speakers.
was last Tuesday. But I feel like with this bigger venue, that there should just be a microphone on the floor, and if somebody wants to speak, I think they should be able to come down.
Yeah. So did they decide, is this going to be a real meeting or is this solely focused on the mega site data center?
Yeah, is this a town hall? Is this
I don't know.
okay?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I was
either.
hoping for a town hall format. I sent emails to every elected official from Brown County Commissioner all the way up to our U.S. representative today, inviting them. So we'll see. If
U.S. Representative David Taylor?
Yep.
Yeah. Did you get a response?
Just a generic.
Okay.
Just a generic. And then our senators,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and then our state senator, and then our state rep, and all the Brown County commissioners have all been
Okay.
invited.
So, interesting topic. Brown County Commissioners. Mark?
Boy, I'm sure everyone saw it. Did you see that Watchdog video?
Some.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, that guy goes out. He goes hard.
Yeah.
He goes hard.
Yeah, so he's got a very polarizing personality.
Yeah.
And
Very aggressive. And depending on the topic, 50% of the people are cheering him on, and 50% of the people are calling him an SOB.
And that
I
in the
have-
not effing around club.
Yeah, yeah.
I
for
agree
sure.
with very little. Very
Hey,
little.
can we say effing on YouTube, Jaden?
Yeah, I don't know. FN, letter FN.
FN.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
You should be.
We're
all right.
trying to stay 18 plus or 18
Right,
minus
right.
or something. He can tell you.
I can tell he was confused because he didn't get phonics.
Yeah.
He's so young. They stopped phonics long before that. FN threw him
Camera in
off.
cursive.
Yeah.
All right, everybody's got jokes today.
Cursive. Can you spell it?
Can you read a clock?
He can. He can. Someday he's just going to have a seat here. Yeah. We'll put Angela behind the computer and the soundboard, and our nerd will be sitting here with us.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, I did see that video of the commissioners, and it was
yeah, it was brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I spoke with Chris for a minute. I didn't know he was videoing, but I should have known.
Yeah.
But
I've never seen him. Has
after
he got
the meeting,
like he's not filming that himself? Has he got someone just running video
yeah,
behind him?
he's got his
person?
camera.
He's
Okay.
got his camera, but I think he also has a cameraman. No? No?
Oh, so he's shooting his own video as he's rolling around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does he just have one of those apps that tracks him?
I have no.
Because
I
like
have
when
no
he's out in
idea.
front of this business, hey, I'm here waiting on.
It's got a tripod.
Okay. He's
All
got a
right,
tripod. and
all you old fogies, there's something called a gimbal, and it tracks you.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Our nerd.
I have a gimbal at home.
Hey, we told you get yourself a nerd. Get yourself a nerd right there.
Yeah, get yourself a
Yourself a
nerd. Yep. So.
Yeah, that guy. You know, in his videos, he's getting all over the state too.
Oh,
he must-
I saw one the other day
Everywhere.
where he was in Florida.
Yeah.
Here I am in Jupiter, Florida, looking at your tax dollars being spent on this guy's house.
Really?
You know, so and I was like, whoa, he knows no end. Yep. So
Dude ain't lazy either. Nope.
no, he's definitely
hustling.
not.
Yep, he's hustling.
He doesn't tiptoe around anything
Nope.
for sure. So
And
Straight to the
that's
point.
that's needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's direct. Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, shake the bushes.
It's not my way, but that's okay. Not everything has to be my way.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, but your
He's
way's
an interesting guy.
effective, and it has grown the hell out of your social media lately.
It did. My Facebook, it did. Yeah.
Yeah, so you had said something today that kind of cracked me up, like something about like these folks don't know what they're clicking on here. Yeah,
So I got tons of friend requests, and every time it was like, oh, I don't know that person. They're not gonna like it here. They're not gonna like it here, but because my opinion is always out there. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they're not going to like it here because she's got an opinion.
Well, no.
Your opinion's okay.
no.
Your opinion's okay.
I just live in an area that's very different than I am.
Yep.
But not. We're not different.
No.
But so.
Especially not on this topic. So when you're researching, doing deep dives into this topic, Mark had said, does she have a full-time job on top of being a realtor? You know, because you're so well versed in research and stuff like that. So
I thought you had like a history of title searches or something. I thought, wow, she's solid in the research
Yeah.
department for sure.
yeah,
How
so
does that happen? How do you get that background? Or you have a passion for research? Investigations?
I think I have hyperfocus ADHD. Unmasked by perimenopause.
there we go. That's the one I was looking for. We let her
That's a
right to it.
soundbite.
Manifesting in research.
Everything's just happening at the right time.
Yeah.
Right.
Perfect
Right.
storm.
Right. So it's funny how many people don't know you. And I see them sharing your videos and stuff, and they're like, whoa, she is on top of it. And I'm like, yes, that's who Jess is. Like, yep, that's who she is.
Yeah.
Hyper focused.
It's driving me absolutely insane that I can't find that solid piece of information
Yeah.
to show us that it's Amazon.
There's no smoking gun.
There's no smoking
No.
gun.
They've done this a time or two. They've done this thousands of times. Wash, rinse, repeat across the country, every state, every area.
Yeah. So in your research, there are things that I see that I'm like, oh yeah, and I haven't seen anybody arrive at some of the answers. And one of them was the DB Stew Company.
Yeah.
Yeah, they set up and registered in Delaware.
Yeah, most shells do.
Most shows and a crazy percent of Fortune 500 companies are registered in Delaware, and they set it up for legal reasons and tax.
Yeah,
reasons
for anonymity.
and, all of that. But yeah, it is the playbook. It's how they do it.
So Mark has actually he lived in Northern Virginia for 40,
time.
50, 70 years. 70 years.
Yeah.
That's about right.
You know, and they had data centers popping up there. So when it first started here, the first time we ever talked about it, he's like, "Oh yeah, those are all over Loudon, Virginia."
Yeah.
You know, and outside of DC at the Beltway and
so
stuff like that.
Super massive ones.
Oh my goodness! So I lived in Northern Virginia. Loudoun County, Virginia, probably has, I would guess, the most data centers, and that's
per capita in the U.S. Yeah,
it might be that much. It's definitely East Coast.
Yeah,
Loudoun County, Virginia. So I've definitely been around them, seen them. I had the crazy experience one time of we were doing some fire sprinkler work in a server farm, and a fire sprinkler guy left like a 4-inch cap off the sprinkler lines and flooded one. And this was, a long time ago, but back
flooded
then,
a data center.
Flooded a data center. Water just over this, just server racks, computer racks. If you've ever seen them, they're just like shelving with servers in them, and they just go on forever in like a big warehouse. So we flooded the thing, and it was like all the news organizations for the entire East Coast, and it was like $1 million an hour that it was down. It put the sprinkler company out of business.
Right.
Wow.
You know,
like
which brings up a good
crazy
point when you talk about the dollars here. Everybody right now, you see, like when you were doing your research and you saw how much per acre properties were selling for. Some of them smaller parcels, 200,000 an acre. I think in general the number is somewhere between 45 and 50,000 an acre. And I've seen some people may have got as much as like 75,000 or something like that.
So how does it arrive at that?
I couldn't tell you.
Like, where did they get a comp that said
they don't need
45
a
grand an acre?
They're
makes
in
a lot of
rat
sense.
race.
Right.
They're going to pay whatever you want.
So I guess just because the mega site characteristics makes it that valuable to them.
People are wrapping their brain around the idea that land is selling for this amount, and they're $80 million deep. They don't realize that this is going to be $1 billion facility with a B. That's 1,000 millions, So do they care about 80 million?
Nope.
No, that's a drop in the bucket.
Is that 1,000 billions?
That's 1,000 millions.
Yeah,
millions.
I think he's right. Yeah.
So when you think, hey, they have 100 of these projects going nationwide, all over the country, like it's a drop in the bucket. And the amount of money, you're talking about some of the highest grossing companies in the world, Amazon, Google, Meta,
Oracle.
Yeah. All of those companies are the richest, wealthiest companies in the world. And right now the question is our little community, are we doing battle with a behemoth? Is this an unwinnable battle because of the money?
Right. And are there goods that outweigh the bads here? Like, is the economic development, is that going to come with it? I don't know. I definitely would like to hear the town government speak to that. Tell us the good side of it. Let's hear the pros and cons to it.
If it has 50 employees, where's the...
that's hard to...
Well,
after the initial construction, that's really hard to justify the long-term benefit.
So I think it depends, though. The initial infrastructure that's being put in is employing pipe fitters, is employing concrete folks, is employing, so the initial infrastructure that's being put in is going to create 10,000 jobs or whatever that number is.
Well, the services, like restaurants, you'll need restaurants to feed the people. You'll need a dry cleaner.
So before they screw up our land and take all of our water and use all our energy, some people's going to make a few bucks.
Right, right. So there's going to be an economic impact initially, and maybe that's the argument. But long term, once it's turnkey, ready to go, I think your numbers from all sources I've ever heard, 50 to maybe 100 jobs to the community. And they're high level jobs. They're computer programmers or computer people. But have you talked to anybody in areas locally, other areas? I think there's one going up Butler, Warren County area. There's one potentially in Maysville, across the river. Did you have
a map?
You have a map. You have a map of other places
on her Facebook page.
Okay, so Maysville. I know there's at least one farmer down there that turned down a massive amount of money.
$8 million.
How much? 8 million?
8 million.
Yeah, it was like 35,000 an acre for his farm, and
that is putting your money where your mouth is.
They told him to give them a number.
Yeah, and he won't.
Good.
There's no number.
I'm glad. However, I think they're moving along. They had some kind of, I can't keep up with theirs and ours and all that kind of stuff, but I think they had some kind of council commissioner meeting or something last night that did not go well for the people.
So,
really?
so at some point, does government step in and take property eminent domain for a data center?
So I don't know, but that wouldn't surprise me.
Make it a nat security problem.
Yeah, could be national
Everything's
security.
a nat security problem
Everything's a
nowadays. But the group that was made, and I just happened to make contact with the people that I still honestly don't know who made it. But there was a handful. Christine, she spoke. You probably saw her in the news. I know you saw her in the YouTube video for the council meeting. Her family's property was taken by eminent domain for Nald.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, okay. She was up in Butler County.
Yes.
Yes. So for Fernald, and there's another company that does dumps up around that area. You know what? I'm not going to even drop the name.
Yeah.
It's a sore spot for us.
Yeah, there was some property that was impacted by
Yeah.
some
So,
dumping.
so I keep hearing data center, server farm. There's a distinction between the different properties and stuff like that. Have you researched that, or are you familiar with the difference?
Oh my gosh, data center has the draw on the resources in the area are much higher with a data center.
Yeah, the draw on water and electric. I think the electric is probably pretty comparable.
Yeah, and I don't know if they have that figured out yet.
Yeah, so data center is basically AI driven, and
If I had to guess, and chime in, please, I would guess it would probably benefit the organization, whoever's going to build it at some point. Wouldn't you just be transparent? So maybe once you get the deals worked out to get power to your site and get water to your site, maybe at that point, would that be the line where you go, okay, now we can open up and say, hey, it's company Schmuckatelli versus company B.
yeah, I don't think they do.
Like what's that line where
I
they
saw
go,
a
okay, we're
video-
in to win, or we just like, what's the point of the transparency at this point? They already own the property.
2 years ago or so, when the idea of it becoming a data center first came, I started looking at YouTube videos and stuff, and Loudoun County was one that I looked at. And there are data centers operating there that they still don't know what company it's attached to.
I mean, you're talking Northern Virginia,
Right,
Loudoun
right.
County, and Southern Maryland, and
Yeah.
I think a lot of people here would be really surprised at what's there.
Yeah, so in your opinion, having researched this top to bottom, forwards, backwards, and I know your phone's blowing up all the time, your DMs are blowing up. So what kinds of facts or data points do you think are most important for residents to understand before they form an opinion and either allow or stand in front of this from happening?
I'm learning with everybody else. I didn't know nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm just learning too, and and I do have an opinion. I don't like it.
Yep.
So and that seems to be the majority. Mm-hmm. But we don't know what they're doing. We don't know what kind of facility. And I joke and say my phone's a tip line now.
Right.
Because somebody will tell me something, and then I'm down that rabbit hole. Trying to figure out, okay, well, what's here? But we're kind of sure it's Amazon. We don't know.
Based upon the holding company that it's right.
Yeah,
That's one they commonly use.
Yeah, because I found that
Allegedly.
Well, and I found when I pulled the record for the sale, the Carrie L. Tillman was the vice president of this DB Stew that lives in a drawer, and
was that the registered agent from DB Stew?
no, it was vice president.
Oh, a VP.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and of her drawer, and
Yeah.
and so when I went searching her, I found
in Columbus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she's actually in Wilmington. down
In
there.
Wilmington, Delaware.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so when I went to research her, I found her on LinkedIn and read all that. But then I found an FCC thing from 2009 affiliated with Amazon with her.
Okay.
So
Right. So you had to.
I think the way you approach it though makes it very genuine for most people watching.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we're all in the dark. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, we heard about this over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But no one's confirmed anything, and we didn't sign any NDAs and are not read in. So,
Yep.
I didn't know anything about a data center when I heard a rumor of a data center. Oh, okay, all right, big building. Let's
Well,
go.
I saw people commenting on just about every thread, like there had to be realtors that knew about this. No, there weren't. Realtors did not sign DBA or NDAs, and realtors were not part of the transaction. That
we weren't.
Yeah, we weren't.
I wasn't.
And-
I didn't get that check for that $23 million commission anyway.
No, Lord, no. But
Yeah, we didn't see a nickel of that.
I think the knee jerk reaction is the finger point. Oh, it's the politicians. Oh, it's the realtors. Oh, it's corporate America. And I think ultimately we'll get to the point where the truth does come out. So if someone's just now researching this and starting to learn about this project, and they want accurate information, where are you going to? Where are you getting accurate information?
So I've the Public Utility Commission is driving me insane because that one, there's got to be something in there.
Mm-hmm.
They will not search by address. They will not search by parcel number. You have to know the name of the company.
And power and water is a big one, right?
Yeah, I mean they
that's
they
where-
gotta have it.
That's where it's at.
So the only thing I could get out of there was where Amazon asked AEP, Ohio Power, for a rate reduction for a data center in Columbus. And I think I posted that on one of my some of the redacted pages on my. But in that 35-page file, it says that it sounds like they're putting battery storage facilities on the data centers now, possibly.
Okay.
So not only would you have the data centers, there's possibility of having a big battery storage. Do we have a fire department to fight that if that catches
I
on
suspect
fire?
not.
Um.
I don't know what kind of batteries. How would we know?
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, how would we know?
It depends.
Yeah.
Right.
So Mountain Fire Department's one of the best around for sure. They're full time.
I'm sure.
I mean, they're
Yeah,
full time.
I'm sure.
And if that technology were to come in here, I'm sure that they would have the resources that they're employed to fight whatever fires they're in their area. So I don't question that, but
Just
I
trust
think
them. It'll be there, baby. Just trust them.
Trust
yeah.
me, bro.
Yeah, trust me, bro. Yeah. So it's interesting though when you talk about batteries, and locally we've had the battle with solar and everything else. And when I first heard about this, I had heard that the data centers were really trying to make a shift towards a green initiative, and the tops of every data center is going to be covered with solar panels and wind farms, and try to generate as much of their own electricity. That turns out to not be the case. It's not what I'm hearing. The numbers don't show that. Mostly the numbers show that they draw a ton of electricity, draw a ton of water for cooling purposes, and they just basically use a lot of resources. So yeah, we'll see where that goes.
The power company told the people in Michigan that the chromium was good for them. So look how that turned out.
Yeah. I've had at least one person mention this feels like an Aaron Brockovich situation.
I literally watched it again the other day, probably the first time in 20-some years.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, she really, she really did that. What did she do? Because it's been so long.
Yeah.
But
It's felt surreal because it just feels like I've known about this forever.
Yeah.
And now it becoming in the public, and to see how it was kind of shielded from the public, you go, oh, wow. So on one hand, I'm going, how did people not know about this? But then we work around the industry, real estate, so we're more concerned with the real estate transaction, which is largely what it is. So we would have paid more attention than the general public maybe. But it's just kind of like, wow, that feels like it was the worst kept secret I've ever heard.
Yeah.
No op security on that at all.
Yeah, none.
And
None.
But here we are. They also didn't disclose to the public in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fascinating. It's fascinating. Jess
So
has done an amazing job.
what is a topic relating to this that we haven't talked about here yet, or that we're missing the mark on, that you think needs to be put out there? It's a good one, isn't it?
on the data
Are
center.
there any other angles to this that maybe people aren't seeing or paying attention to that you might have noticed?
I don't think we've been paying attention to anything.
Oh, that's
I think
clear.
we're
Yeah, it clearly.
rocking and rolling down the
Clear.
road, doing our
Yeah,
own
asleep
thing,
at the wheel.
trusting
That's
all
clear.
these people to do what's right for us, and
Yeah.
and they're not. You
Yeah.
know, no matter what side of the fence they're on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on. After that, commissioners with the Watchdog guy out there, I'm not sure they knew what they were signing either. After that.
Yeah, they flat out said we didn't know what we were signing. We signed it so we could find out what we were getting information for.
Yeah, and
he
not
called
to,
BS
not to
on
defend
it.
them, but to argue the other side, like maybe they didn't. Maybe, big company has come in here and choom, bamboozled them right by them.
Yeah. They said, hey, we're going to invest in your community at $50,000 an acre on your mega site. And that was a number that nobody ever had anticipated would hit. And they're like, okay.
And that's why we're targeted.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the ground here. So to me, it's kind of mind blowing that. Well, I guess it is and it isn't, but the fact that all the data centers are in Loudoun County, Virginia, like an acre of ground in Loudoun County, Virginia, compared to an acre of ground in the Midwest, here in good old Mount Orb, night and day difference. Not comparable, So why wouldn't they have always been building around here? The ground's so inexpensive.
Well,
and they got
I've
it this
kind of
far along
wondered
without the public even knowing.
Well, I've kind of wondered, you always hear about like the Sahara Desert. If they would put solar farms out there, there's enough free acreage in the Sahara Desert for solar farms to fuel the entire world. Okay, you hear anecdotes like that and stuff, and then you think of the U.S. and you think of data centers. Why are they not putting them out west where there's just vast expanses of?
Because they got to get the power and the water there.
They got to pay for all the infrastructure.
Right.
Yeah.
The infrastructure. That's why. That Nova ground looks better than Brown County.
Nova, Northern Virginia.
Yeah, until you get to this point where, the AI expansion, so they're dropping them all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, we're at about 45 minutes here, so I'm going to start wrapping things up here. But one segment we always do is this or that. So just a quick little rip through here. Rapid fire questions. This topic or that topic. Coffee or energy drinks?
Coffee.
Morning showings or evening showings?
Evening.
Evenings. Not a morning person.
No.
When you real estate wise, are you a night owl? Are you doing research at night or in the morning?
I'm up at 2:00 in the morning.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Coffee, late night coffee?
No.
Yeah.
Coke.
Coke. Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah. I've seen some of your videos. You're talking fast.
New construction or old homes with character?
Oh, old homes with character.
I
every
totally
time.
figured that would be you.
Everybody says that until you pay the power bill.
Yeah. Text or phone calls?
Text.
Wing it or plan it?
I'm a planner.
So
See the research? Could you imagine her vacations?
Right, she
She's
is.
got everybody on a schedule.
Yeah. So the next one's night owl or morning person. You've already answered that. City living or small town life?
Small town life.
Yep. Work from home or office days?
Home every time.
Rom-com or true crime?
Neither.
Neither. Really? Documentary?
No, I hate documentaries.
Yeah. What's your jam?
Sleuthing, internet sleuthing.
Okay, now I was going
Internet
to say
sleuthing.
investigation discovery.
Yeah.
You mean like TV wise?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Game of Thrones.
That's the greatest.
There's a new one out.
I know we didn't get to watch. It was on at 10:00.
Yeah. Angela and I watched it.
fell asleep.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I could have stayed up and watched it, but he couldn't.
Yeah, I
so,
couldn't
either.
so we'll watch it Sunday. But yeah.
Yeah.
So anything, all the Viking shows, anything like that gets my attention better than anything. Period pieces. I've seen every Downton Abbey movie at the theater, Bridgerton, all that kind of stuff. So.
Buyers or sellers?
Buyers.
Why?
I don't.
It's a tough one.
That's a tough one. I'm buyers too. Mark sellers.
So when you have a 19-year-old kid that's been saving, and you help them buy a house, and they're not gonna just waste their money on rent. I had one that it's been a couple years ago. He flipped mobile homes. He got his first one at $400. So he fixed it and flipped it for a couple thousand or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He fixed that one and he flipped it for higher until he got his down payment for to buy a house.
Mm-hmm.
No kidding.
And
Yeah.
that kind of hard work,
Yeah.
you know, and everything. And I don't mind if, you know, because I feel like a lot of buyers apologize because they don't know a whole lot about the process. They're not, you don't have to.
It's not natural to anyone. The process is completely not natural to anybody. So you see a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm going to for sale by owner it, you know, and then they get into it and they're like, hey, can you help me with this? And they need your expertise. And you're like, yeah, the process isn't natural and it's very complex and everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Everybody's got
you
a
know?
plan until they get punched in the mouth.
You know, Mike Tyson, you know,
Yeah.
lyrical genius.
I mean, real estate is not hard.
No.
There's a problem.
Right.
That's
Right. Yeah, I would say 30-40% of transactions possibly don't need a realtor. Controversial, I know it, but they don't
You
until they
do.
do.
Right. When you do.
Right.
Yeah, because you never know what's going to happen.
Right. Until they start negotiating inspections or, hey, is this normal? Or they get a low appraisal and they don't know how to deal with it or whatnot. So for me, buyers are far more rewarding, especially in our area where it's a lower socioeconomic. We've got more blue collar than white collar, you know, so people are far more appreciative and it just feels more rewarding.
It does. It's very rewarding. And, you know, I have my degrees in social work. So I'm not a salesperson. I tell everybody that. I'm not a salesperson. That's not what I am. I'm here to help.
Yeah, we have that conversation all the time. Is real estate sales? I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's
not for me.
And most of the time, it's just protecting people from themselves or from
Shady shit.
shady shit.
It's a lot, you know. Is it sales? You know, that's a great question. I've been on both sides, real estate side and also the new build side or new home sales. New home sales is far more sales. So, you know, and I've always said it this way: as a real estate agent, I could take someone, show them a house, and they go, "Oh, this isn't for us." Great, let's go on to the next one.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
It's different.
Yeah, and that doesn't hurt our feelings one bit.
Nope.
No.
That's
Nope.
what it
If
is.
this
Show it
doesn't
to
work
them,
for you,
right?
If you
I don't
don't
want you to
love
call me
this,
6
don't
months
even
later
debate it.
Makes
saying
no
you hated
difference
it.
to me what you want to buy.
Yep.
Right? I'm just going to try to keep. If I see something wrong with it or help you, and we're going to try to get you the right deal and make this work for you, make it make sense. Whereas new builds or new construction is completely different. So, for example, if you're in, you know, you're selling a new build house, someone comes in and they go, "Hey, we're thinking about a new build house," and then halfway through they go, "Oh, this isn't for us." No. I get paid for you to like new build houses. So I've got to convince you that this is what you need.
Yes.
It's very different. There's nothing to go, let me go show you the next one. Nope, I need you to like this one. It's very, very different.
Yeah.
I'm
more
not
sales.
convincing anybody of anything.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that. So on the real estate side, it is very, you know, when you're on the, you know, new build side and you're selling high-end homes or much higher values than what we're dealing with here, at that point you have to make an assumption. If someone walks into your office, they found you. They come to you, right? And, you know, if you can't get them approved, then it can't close anyway. So there's a little more of a pre-approval process to it up front. The same one on real estate. However, on real estate, you see, you're not selling brand new homes that are under warranty. So you could very easily get a new buyer into a home and all of a sudden the septic's bad.
Right.
They don't have the cash to absorb that.
Yeah.
So it is much more of getting them in the right fit than it is actively
recommending
selling
that septic inspection.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
You're more of a trusted advisor more so on the real estate side than on the new home sales.
Right. Well, a lot of people don't realize that new home sales rep represents the builder, not the buyer.
Represents the builder.
Represents the
Now,
builder.
how
They
that
think it's
builder
their
pays
buddy.
Their rep
Yep.
will impact that. You know, are they on a percentage? Are they on a flat? You know, everything you need to dig below the details. But you're right. Yeah, you're generally right. Yeah. What's their motivation? Where I think real estate, you know, and it's not a one-off sale. You're trying to help them out because they may have a buddy who wants to buy down
Right.
the road. So it behooves you to you're definitely more vested.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it may be 30, 45 minutes, but you're definitely more vested.
and that's
So
the
it's
best.
different.
That's the best feeling in the world when you sold the son a house, and then the mom buys a house with you, and then she gives you her daughter's number because she's going. I mean, that's just, you know, that something's right.
Yeah, that's why you do it.
Something's right.
You guys that love all the buyers, that's why it's rewarding.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I just want to say, It takes somebody that is very invested in their community to do what you've done.
Yep.
I think our entire community is thankful for the work that you've put in here, and you can say, hey, I didn't sit in that meeting because I'm not from Mount Orb. But you know what? You grew up in Felicity. You grew up in North Adams. You live in Williamsburg. You've been all around this community, and you're as much of the fabric of this community as anybody that was in that meeting. So
You do
thank
business
you.
in this community.
Yeah.
I do,
Right, you do
and
business
I
in this
sell
community.
homes here,
Yep.
so that's yeah, and I don't want it
says it
for
all.
myself. I'm 10, 12 minutes down the road.
Yep.
I don't want it either, but I sell homes here.
Yeah. Yeah. And we did grow up right in Mount Orb, but we feel as much at home in Hamersville or Georgetown or even West Union because we are selling houses and homes
Right.
in those communities. And, so I think your humility and you're humble and you downplay that to a degree, but you are absolutely part of the fabric of our community. And
If they
we're
ask
thankful.
us about the data center, we're going to tell them how good looking Seaman is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beats the tar out of Mount Orb. Move that thing to Seaman.
Move that thing to Siemens. So,
No.
Thank you so much for coming on with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for
on
having me.
On socials, she is Jessica Adams Baker on all socials.
No. Oh, I don't even know what's on TikTok.
Yeah, on TikTok, you're just Jess Baker.
Got links on your Facebook.
No, I don't think so.
How else would they find you? Don't give them your phone number.
He's looking.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah.
Hold on
I
here.
think it might be Jessica Soul.
Hey
or
guys,
Jessica
it's
something.
2026. I can put her links inside of the post.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That's the spirit, nerd.
Thank you, young Jaden.
Yeah, it's 2026.
There you go.
His mom and dad will get a kick out of us calling him nerd. Beating him up, so with that said,
That's great. We'll put all the links in the
yep.
in the video,
And feel free to comment. Anything that we got wrong or screwed up, we'll address in a future video.
and we'll get better at this. And if anyone else decides they want to come on the podcast, just reach out. Let us know.
The constant pivot.
Constant pivot. That's what we do. We constant pivot to different topics.
Yeah, our community right now is pivoting
Pivoting.
potentially towards a data center. Constantly moving forward.
Mount
Pivoting.
Orb, the tech savvy
Right.
corridor.
We're the Silicon Valley of Brown County.
That's a fact.
No.
Come on, girl. That was good. Do what?
See you next week.
Oh, we'll see you next
show.
week.
God, you are
Yep.
so old.
Hey, welcome to my crib.